Okay, good. Let's start. So this is secondary 1. And did you answer the mock test? I hope you did, okay? Because
Boy.
we're gonna discuss that one. So without further ado, let's start. Oh, here are the instructions. So each contestant should have one question answer book which cannot be taken away. So this is a mock test of the real exam that you will be taking on site, right? So here will be the instructions of the actual test. So you will have only one question answer book which cannot be taken away. And there are 5 exam areas and 6 questions in each exam area. So a total of 30. And all answers should be written on the answer sheet. We'll be given an answer sheet on the site, on the venue. Okay. An answer sheet and a solving paper. Okay. So you won't need to bring your own, guys. Yes. All figures in the paper, I know calculators can be used during the contest. All figures in the paper are not drawn to scale. And this question answer book, the booklet will be collected at the end of the contest. Okay, so let's start. Number 1. Given A and B are two non-zero digits, and the 2-digit numbers formed by these 2 digits have the following properties. So AB is divisible by 8, and BA is a prime number and is less than 50. So find the 2-digit number AB. So the first thing to do here is to note that it's divisible by 8 and it's a prime number less than 50. So what's more defining here is the second condition. It's a prime number that is less than 50 and it's 2 digits, right? So that's the first one. So already we can think of some examples. But if we take into consideration the first condition, it's divisible by 8. Remember na AB is divisible by 8, meaning that B here must be an even number, right? Because there are no odd numbers not divisible by 8, right? So we know na B is even. Okay. Next, so what are the even numbers? That is, okay, if we let B be even and that it's less than 50. So the possible values here is 2, 4, 2 and 4. Okay, so now we have an idea of what AB might be because we know we now have 2 and 4 as the 10th digit. So now, on the solution, it wrote down all the numbers that's divisible by 8, and it wrote down all the prime numbers. Is this prime? Oh, hindi, BA. Oh, no. It turned them around, okay? It switched the B and A digits. So actually, this is a better solution pala. So just write down all the prime numbers and then switch them in here. Okay, and then once you have this, you will be able to see which one of them is prime. So here, is 61 prime? Yes, but it's not less than 50, so that's crossed out. 42 is not prime. 23 is prime, so it can be a solution. 84 is greater than 50, so no. 65 is also no. 46 is even, and 27 is not a prime, and these two are also greater than 50. So we're left with 23. So now that we know that, we can just switch it to get AB. So the answer here is AB. Okay. Next problem. So Andy goes east for 12 kilometers, then goes south for 5 kilometers. How far is he now from the original position? So if we write this down, if we write down Andy's path, he goes east, starting point here, he goes east. So 12 kilometers. And then goes south for 5. You can see now it's gonna form a triangle from where he started and where he ended. So what we can use if we have a right triangle, let's write is the Pythagorean theorem. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is called the Pythagorean theorem. And so this would be A, and this would be B. And C would be the hypotenuse. And it's what we have to look for, right? Because how far is he from the original position now? So solving for C, substituting the values and solving for C. Okay, you have 12, 5. If you also think about it, it's these two numbers are part of, it's called Pythagorean triple. Solving for it, let's solve for it. Okay. 25 c squared, and then you'll get c squared is equal to 169. So what number when you square it will result to 169? We'll just square root both sides. You'll get 30. Okay. So when you have a question like this and it forms a triangle, first check if you'll get a right triangle. And if you do, check then if the given values form a Pythagorean triple. Okay. You can search those up, okay? Pythagorean triples. Okay. There are a lot of these. So if you could memorize some, that's a good idea, okay? If you have time. So next question. So the cost of a teddy bear is $300. If the mark price is $390, what is the profit margin in percentage? So here's the solution. Ano ba ang profit? What's the profit margin? It's how much money did you get? Did you gain from selling it? Okay, because you bought it for a price, right? For $300. And if you sell it with a higher value, then you'll get a profit. So that's gonna be the profit margin. And we're gonna have to get the profit in percentage. Okay. So what we have to do is subtract the mark price. Subtract the cost of the teddy bear from the mark price and divide it by the original price. Okay. So 390 minus 300 is gonna be here. 90 over 300. 90 over 300. So just canceling out, you'll get 3 over 10. That's how we have here. That's how we got this. And what's 3 over 10 in percentage? We need to multiply 100% so that it becomes 10, making it 30%. Okay. Okay, good morning, Mom. May you go back to number 1? All right. Wait, go back to number 1. All right, sure. Wait. Do you have a question? If it's a question, I can answer them after 5 numbers, all right? I will, after every 5 items, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to ask for questions, okay? Then you can just, don't be shy, okay? Just type your questions in the chat box, and I'll try to answer as much as I can, as good as I can, okay? So you can also direct message me if you don't want to chat, and everyone, so in the place where everyone sees the chat. Yeah, there's a recording. It's recording actually, so you can watch this again after the session if you have some questions na that you did not understand. Okay, so ask them in 5 after number 5. Okay. Next, Amy's walking speed is 4 meters per second. She walks from home to the shopping mall and from the shopping mall back and forth 5 times in 15 minutes. So what is the distance between Amy's home and the shopping mall in meters? Okay. So why is it like this? We first note that distance is equal to speed times time. Okay? So we know the speed. Amy's speed is 4 meters per second. Okay, we also know that she's gonna walk from home and to the shopping mall and then go back. Okay, wait. From home to the mall. Then go back. How many times? 5 times. Okay, so that means let's call the distance from the home to the mall D. Okay, we're gonna let it be D. And since she's gonna walk back and forth, it's gonna be 2D. Back and forth. Okay, and then since she's gonna do that 5 times, we multiply it by 5. Okay, and this is gonna be the distance. D0. 2D times 5 or 5 or 10D. Okay, now the time. Do we have a time? Yes, we do. So it's 15 minutes. Okay, since the speed is in meters per second, right? Meters per second. Let's convert 15 minutes into seconds, okay? So 15 minutes, and then multiply the second to minute conversion. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So canceling out the minute unit, we have 50 times 60 seconds. Okay. Yeah, we erase. Wait, I'm just gonna write it. Also, 15 times 60 sec. I am not solving for 15 times 60 because I think we're gonna be able to cancel them later. So I'm gonna leave it as 15 times 60. Okay. Now that we have the S, the speed, the distance, where are we? What happened? What? Erase. Okay, we have speed, 4 meters per second. Distance is 10D. And the time, which is 15 times 60 seconds. We just substitute the values. So, wait, we're looking for something, right? Oh, no, kaya pala. Okay. So we're looking for the distance here. So just substituting the values in the formula, we have distance is 10 equal to, sorry for my writing, guys. 10 is equal to speed 4 meters per second times time, which is 50 times 60 sec. So we can see that we can cancel the seconds and just compute for the distance. How is it do? Okay. So it's just gonna be 4 times 15 times 60. And then we have 10D here. So just divide both sides by 10. Cancel. And then cancel here. 4 times 15 times 6. That's gonna be equal to 360. So you were able to get this equation here, right? If you look at this one, it's gonna be equivalent. And that's how it cut. the equation. Just get the distance, the speed, and the time, and then substitute them into the formula. Okay. Just remember that distance is equal to speed times time. This one. Okay, next question. Number 5. Okay, 12 May 2018 is Saturday. Which year will 12 May be Friday for the quickest case? Okay, so let's look at the solution. Okay, it says na +1. There's a +1 if the year is 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Why? Because, let's say, diba? Let's say that 12 May 2018. If a year passes, 2019, you're gonna add 365. Wait, ano ba? Wait, Saturday pala. Okay. As the years go on, Sunday, you're gonna have 12 May, it's gonna become Sunday. Okay, because let's say, how do I say this? 365 divided by 7. Yeah. So we have 5, 35, 15. So if we divide the number of days in a year by 7, which is the weeks, right? The number of days in a week. You're gonna have 1 pala. Why is it 2 here? You're gonna have 1 day left. 1 day left. That means before you get to 12 May, on 11th May 2019, this is when the day is gonna repeat. Wait lang. Okay, wait. Ulit. Let me repeat that. It means that after a year, after 364 days, it's gonna be Sunday ulit. It's gonna be Sunday again. But since there's a remainder of 1, the same date in the next year will be the next day of the week from the previous year. But there are exceptions. Wait, did you get that? I hope you got that. There are exceptions because there are what we call leap years, right? So 2020 is a leap year. That means that there are gonna be 366 days in a year. Kasi leap year. Which means instead of 1 day being added, we're gonna have 2 days. 2 extra days from the starting day of the week. If you guys can understand how we can. So it means that, so I can say it again. It means that if 12 May 2018 is Saturday, 12 May of 2019 is gonna be Sunday. And 12 May of 2020, since it's a leap year, it's gonna be, we're gonna add 2 days to Sunday. So Sunday, right? And then Monday, Tuesday. It's gonna be Tuesday. 2021, same day. It's gonna be, you're gonna add 1 to Wednesday. And then we're gonna continue on until we have Friday, because we're looking for this, right? Which year will 12 May be Friday? So let's continue until we get to 22. And 12 May 22. Friday. So as you can see, if you count from the year 2018 up to 2023, it's gonna be this year until this date is gonna be Friday again. Okay, number 7. Find the value of y if we have this equation. So, okay, we rewrite it here, and then we get rid of the parentheses because they're a bit confusing, right? So 3, let me rewrite it. So the rule is, if we have a minus sign in between, we have a minus sign before a parenthesis, you're gonna have to distribute the minus sign, okay? So for y, this one is not affected because walang minus. There's no minus sign here. Okay, so you don't have to do anything actually. You can just remove the parentheses here.
Teacher, you skip number 6.
I did? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Wait, let me finish the number and then we'll go back. I'm sorry, I think I did not notice. Okay, let me finish this. Wait, sorry guys. Okay, so where was I? You can just remove the parentheses here because yeah, there's nothing preventing you from doing it. But for the second one, we have to distribute the minus sign. So minus 3y, and then plus 23 equals 5. Just from here, you can add the like terms and then just solve for y, okay? So 4y here, 4y minus 3y. It's gonna be y, and then this is 13. So minus 13 plus 23 is gonna be plus 10. That's how we have this equation here. And just transposing 10 to the other side. Minus 10. You have y equals minus 5, negative 5. Okay. Let's go back to number 6. So there are 30 problems in a mathematics competition. The scores of each problem are allocated in the following ways. So 5 marks will be given for a correct answer, 0 marks will be given for a blank answer or a wrong answer. To find the minimum number of candidates to ensure that 3 candidates will have the same scores in the competition. Okay, we have this equation here, but how did we get there? First, we have to get the range of scores. Okay, so there are 30 problems and 5 marks for correct answer and 0 marks for a blank answer. So the maximum score here will be if you get everything correct. So 30 times 5 equal to 150. This is the max. And if you get everything wrong, times 0. It's going to be 0. Minimum. So we know that scores are now between 150, 0 to 150. That's the range. Now we need to know how many possible scores there are. Okay. So this is if you have all questions correct. If we have one question wrong, it's going to be only 145 points. Okay. And if you get 2 questions wrong, it's going to be 140. If you get 3 questions wrong, it's going to be 135. So as you can see, the scores are only divisible by 5. So counting the number of scores from 0, 5, 10, 15, up to 145, up to 150, it's gonna be 150 divided by 5, which is 30, then plus 1 because we have 0. So we have 31 total scores. Okay, so this is how we have 31 here. And then since we need to ensure that 3 candidates will have the same scores. We need to use the pigeonhole principle here. Let me explain. Let's say you have 3 boxes and I have 4 balls. If I were to put all these balls in the boxes such that all the boxes are filled, there's gonna be 1 box with 2 pigeons, with 2 balls, right? It's gonna be 1 box with 2 balls. That means we can use this to find the minimum number of candidates. So we have this number of scores, right? 31. 31. So how can we ensure that there are 3 candidates that have the same score, that we have 3 here? Well, from the principle, we know that the other boxes have to be filled with 2, right? And then you have one of them that has 3 scores, 3 scores. That's how we have 31 times 2 and then plus 1. So you're gonna fill 31 scores with 2, you're gonna have students, 2 students each have 31 scores. Wait, does that make sense? In the 31 scores, 2 students have the same score. And then you're gonna add 1. You're gonna add 1 for the one that has 3 scores. So that's how we find the minimum number of candidates to ensure that 3 candidates will have the same scores. Okay. Next number. Oh, I forgot to ask the questions. Did you have questions from 1 to 5? What happened? 9:30. Okay. Seems like there's no questions so far. So number 8. If X and Y, am I heard? Am I heard? Yes, okay. If X and Y are positive integers and we have this equation, find the maximum value of X plus Y. So in the solution, it used trial and answer. Trial and error pala. Using trial and error, you'll find that these pairs and these pairs will only are the only solutions. Are the only solutions. Okay, and then once you have them, you can just add the values. So 3 plus 6 is 9, and then 7 plus 3 is 10. So which one here is the maximum value? Of course, it's 10, right? So that's how you find, using the trial and error method. But okay, what things to know if you don't want to use, if you don't want to keep trying until you get the correct answer. Just know that to get the maximum value of this, you need to get the maximum of either X or Y. You need to find the maximum of X and the corresponding Y, and then find the maximum of Y with the corresponding X, and then add them to find the value of X plus Y. Okay. Okay, so first, to know if how many solutions there are, What? So how did we get these values? Let me write the equation. Oh, no, what? First, let's isolate x. So transposing, we have 3x is equal to 33 minus 4y. And dividing both sides by 3, we have 33 minus 4y over 3 is x. Okay, so, oh, sign for this one. What's that? 33. Uh-huh. And yeah, it's easier to try here. You know that 33 minus, okay, you have x and y values. So first you go from, because they are positive integers, you start with 1. You let y be 1. So 33 minus 4 times 1 over 3. It's gonna be 29 over 3, which is not an integer. So that's why here there's no answer here. Okay. And if you go like this and keep trying, you'll find these values eventually, and then just add them. Okay, let me see the solution. Wait, who typed earlier? Where was it? Voila, I can see it. Okay, anyway, next number. Number 9. Evaluate this expression. Okay, so it might look intimidating, but there are a few things you need to know in order to be able to answer it. Know that the sum of consecutive integers beginning from 1 up to n is given by this formula. So the sum of n is equal to n over 2 times the first term plus the last term. Okay, let's keep this in mind. And notice that we can get the value of this. So let's not worry. Next we have to do is worry about the denominator. So notice na 0.1 can be written as 1 over 10. The same with the other decimals. So that's what we did here in order to get this. You rewrite the decimals in fraction form. And then, okay, we factor out 10. So let me write 1 over 10 quantity squared plus 2 over 10 quantity squared plus that 10 over 10 quantity squared. I'm going to factor out, wait, let me just distribute. Plus 2 over 10 squared plus dot 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 10 squared over 10 squared. Okay, so I'm going to factor out 1 over 10 squared. We're going to be left with 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 10 squared. Okay. And that's how, oh, hindi pa. Wala, it's not here yet. Okay, let me erase the formula above. Okay. Oh. Now that we have this, know that, okay, there was a sum of 1 plus 2 plus that plus n consecutive. There's also a formula for the sum of consecutive squares. So that's gonna be n times n plus 1 and times 2 n plus 1 over 6. This is the sum of n squares, the first n squares. So 1 squared plus 2 squared plus dot n squared. This is the formula. So keep these formulas in mind because you're gonna use them a lot in the competition. Over 2. Okay, remember the formula. Sum of consecutive numbers and the sum of consecutive squares, starting from 1. So knowing that, we can compute for the value of this inside the parentheses. We can compute for them. So let me write in blue. So if we get the sum of the numbers in the numerator, let's use the formula. We have 10. N is 10, right? Formula according to the formula here. So 10 times 11 over 2 and over this thing. So let's get the 1 over 10 squared. 1 over 100, okay? And then get the sum of the squares. Substituting n again, n is 10 still. In the formula here, we have 10 times 11 times 21 over 6. Okay. Now that we have everything we need, we can just solve. So moving 10 to here. And wait, let's cancel first. Oh, no, it's fine. You're gonna have 100 times 10 times 11 over 2 over 10 times 11 times 20 over 6. And that's how we have this. Okay, and so canceling to here to get 5. Canceling here by 3. And canceling 5 by 2 here. We have 100 times 5 times 11 over 11 times 3. Are we missing one? Wait, 7. This was 7. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay, did I miss? Yeah, I did. This is 5. 5 times 11 times 7. Oh, where are we? Okay. So canceling 11. And 5. Have 100 over 7, which is also equivalent to this value. Okay. See? Since it's consecutive, shouldn't it be? Yeah, for n is the last number. Oh, yeah. Let's see the equation. What did I write? Since it's consecutive, shouldn't it be n and plus 1 over 2? Yeah, for n is the last number. Yeah. So the last number is gonna be equal to okay. Wait, what did I write earlier? This one, right? Wait. A sub n is equal to a sub 1, right? That's a sub n. Wait, it's the same thing. N over 2 and a sub 1 plus a sub n. This is what I wrote, right? But the number of terms is equal to ano, the number of terms is gonna be equal to the last term. See, we're starting from 1. Oh, we're starting from 1 to 10, right? In this case, what's happening? In this case, n here is 10, and a sub n is also equal to 10. So the formula still holds. Must we answer it in fraction, or could we just answer it in decimal? Whatever you prefer. It's fine. It's fine either way. But in my opinion, writing it in fraction is better because you'll just have to simplify it. Okay? If you convert it to decimal, you still have to divide, right? So there's a chance of getting that wrong. So I'll just answer fraction if I were you. We had to find the number of terms in the first formula. Yes, but the number of terms is going to be equal to the last term because we're starting from 1. I guess you have a point. Okay. Good. Are you guys good? Oh, wait. Wala namang question actually. Yun lang. Next. You can write it in either way, okay? The similar fraction, whatever you prefer. Basta it's in the simplest form. For a fraction, it has to be in the simplest form. Number 10. Given a and b are positive real numbers and satisfy the equations, this and this, find the value of a, b. So we know that a plus b, the quantity squared, is here. It's like this. It expands to this. So substituting a squared plus b squared with 80 from the given. That's how we got the second equation. Just then solving for AB, we're gonna have 100 is equal to 80 plus 2AB, and then transposing 80, we have 20 is equal to 2AB. That's how we have this. And then dividing both sides by 2, we're gonna get AB is equal to 10. Sorry for my handwriting. Okay, any more questions in the last 10 items? If you have questions, please type it. I'm giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay? I got a good idea. Nice. I love the participation. Very good. Where did you get 2AB? Miss, I just joined. Okay, it's fine. Where did you get 2AB? It's an identity. Okay. We have the quantity A plus B squared, right? If to execute this, gonna be equal to A squared plus B squared plus 2 times the product of the first and last term of the 2 terms. So AB. That's how we got to AB. It's the identity of A plus B squared. Yeah, okay. In other words, another solution, it's like this. A squared plus AB plus AB. And B squared. So A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. That's why we have 2AB. Okay? Any more questions? You get fractions or decimal number answer. Do we need to write in fractions or in decimals? Either way is fine. As long as if it's a fraction, it's in the simplest form. And if it's in decimal, not sure. Not sure how many decimals. For example, 10.9999. For 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 answers like this, it's better to write it in fraction, right? If you consider it, if you have something like this, just write it in fraction way. So that's gonna be 10, and then 9. Oh wait, do you write it in fraction of it? Mali. Number of digits. Let's see. Okay. How would you write it in a fraction? 9999. One. Or it's a king. No, but you can also write it in this form. 10.9 like that. So this means repeating. Okay. But yeah, ito na. If you got a fraction first and then you wanted to answer in decimals, but then you have, when you computed it, you'll get this value, something like this that continues on and on. It's better to just write the fraction form. Okay. Say, unless you want to ask the himself, the people at the venue, you can ask them too. But just the safer way is the fraction. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes. There we go. Okay. Exceeded it. Next number. We also have ano pala. Sorry guys. After at 10 o'clock, let's have a 10-minute break, okay? Let's have a 10-minute break so that you can get refreshments or stuff. Okay, number 11. Solve the system of equations and find the value of x. So in the first one, we rewrote it, and then to get to the second one, here. Since we're finding the value of x, I want to eliminate the value of y. So we have x plus 2y equal to 3. Oh, no. And 3x minus y is equal to negative 5. Say I want to eliminate y. I'm gonna make their coefficients the same so that when I subtract the equations, I'll show you. I'm gonna multiply 2 here. Apply 2 so that we have 6x minus 2y is equal to negative 10. That's how we have this second equation here. Then now that we have they have the same coefficient, and it's positive 2 and negative 2. Adding the equations together, we get 7x. And y will get cancelled. That's how we have this third equation. Okay, and then just dividing both sides by 7, you have x is equal to negative 1. Okay. This is a good way to answer systems of equations. Just from the start, eliminate the other term that you don't need. Just solve for x. Like here, like we did here. It's fast. It's a fast way. So next, find the value of this. Okay. So we just discussed the sum of squares, right? It's s of n equal to n times n plus 1, 2n plus 6. Well, we know that. And we know that here, you're adding 13 to 33. So it's not starting from 1, diba? Missing D. But that doesn't mean I can't use the formula now. I'm just gonna get the sum of the first n squares that include this. that include these and just subtract it after. So sum of the first 33 squares. We have 33, 34, and 66, 67 over 6. Okay, that's how we have this. And just subtract the sum of the first 12. Okay, we're beginning at 13. So we need to remove these values. So we subtract it. So how do we compute? We have 12 times 13 times 25 over 6. That's how we have this. So subtracting from the whole, the beginning parts, the 1 to 12 parts, we get this. And then end up with this. Okay. Be careful with the cancellations and the multiplications, guys. Double check your answers. So canceling here, we have dividing by 3 and dividing by 6 here. We have 11 times 34 times 67 minus 2 times 13 times 25. Okay, just evaluate this and evaluate this. Look at this equation here and solve for the final answer. Remember, the most important thing to know here is the formula. Okay, and then how you apply it, of course, that's also important. You need to think of possible ways. Remember the formula. Number 13. Am I recording? Yes. Find the number of all positive factors of 831. So we need to find the number. So there's a formula for this, which is, let's say we have a number x, and its factors are a and b. And then b has an exponent of c. Oh, wait, a has an exponent of c and b has an exponent of d. So the formula for the number of factors is just get the exponents and add 1. And then multiply them both. Okay? And that's how we have this. That's why, wait, not that. This. We first get the prime factorization of 831. A and B here have to be prime, actually. This is the prime factorization. Okay, so we know that 831 is 3 times 277. And since the exponents of both are 1, so just add 1 here and then plus 1, and 1 here and then plus 1. So we have 2 times 2, and it's equal to. Okay. Notice the importance of formulas. Remember, you need to get the prime factorization and then the exponents of the prime factors, and then add 1 and multiply them together. Next, a 3-digit number has exactly 3 positive factors. Find the minimum value of this 3-digit number. Okay, positive factors again. So remember the formula. X is equal to A times B, and then raised to C, raised to D. Formula is C plus 1 and D. So how can we know that a number has 3 positive factors? Just equate 3 here. And then we have C plus 1 and D plus 1. What is the possible value of C and D? Well, we know that the result of this has to be either 3, 1 or 1, 3. C3 is prime. So what will you add to 1, so that the result is 3? Well, 2. And then we need to have 1 on the other side. So D must be 0. This means that for a number to have 3 factors, it has to be a square. Okay? For a number, let's say 4, does it have 3 factors? Let's check. We have 2 and we have 1. Yes, it does. That's how we know that if a number has 3 positive factors, it has to be a square. Now, what is the minimum value of a 3-digit square? Square of a prime number. It's 121. Okay, counting from the squares. We have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, up to 81, 100, and 121. Why is it 100 the answer? Because it's not the square of a prime number. The factors of 100 is 2 squared times 5 squared. Okay? We know that the number of factors is 3. So it's not. 100 is not the answer. Okay? Remember that for a number to have 3 positive factors, it has to be the square of a prime. Okay, number 15. Okay, before we answer this one, let's have a 10-minute break. 10 minutes. Come back after 10 minutes. Wait, is that too long? Too long? Okay, 5 minutes left. 5 minutes actually. You know what? Let's not change it. See you guys at 10:10. 10:10 a.m. Okay. Oh, that's carnage. Let me see, the formula is up here. So sweet. D and D. Okay, sure. See you after at 10:10 a.m. You can also type questions if you have some, guys. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, hi guys, let's continue. So number 15. It is known that x is rational, x is greater than 0, and x is equal to this expression. Find the value of x. So, okay, let's rewrite it here. And then, how do we get this? Well, you already know, diba? Okay, as we can see, diba? As we can see, x is a repeating, it repeats. And since this is the value of x, and it's the same radical, and it's the same values repeating, we can just let this here be x. Because it's equal still. Because it is x. Okay, that's how we have this. Here. That's just x. That's why we can simplify it into this expression. So squaring both sides here. We have x squared is equal to 2 squared times square root of x squared. So we cancel that. We have 4x in here. And so dividing both sides by x and over x. We can cancel and get x is equal to 4. Okay. Okay. Also, this is not equal to 0 daw. Why? Kasi nga ito, because of this. This won't be equal to 0. If you look at it, right? So we have here. Because, okay, why did it put that? Why did it need to put that? Because from here, if we have x is equal to 0, it's a solution. But then, if you consider that x has this value, and it's not 0, okay? So that's why 0 is not considered as a solution. The answer is 4. Okay, next question. Number 16. It is known that x and y are primes. Find the number of solutions of the absolute value of x minus y is equal to 2015. There are only 2 solutions. Oh. So how do we find that out? So x and y are primes, right? X prime, y is prime. But if you add 2 prime numbers, okay, primes are most primes are odd, right? Okay, there's only one even prime, which is 2, and then all the others are odd. 5, 7, dot, dot, dot. If we consider that x and y are odd, they're both odd, okay? Let's consider that. That means 3 plus 5. Let's say 3 plus 5. That's 8. Let's say 23 plus 3. That's 6. Okay, notice something. Let's say 5 plus 7. It's 12. When you add 2 odd numbers, it's gonna be even. It's always gonna be even. This means that since it's equal to 2015, 2015 is odd, right? And if you add 2 odd numbers, if x and y are 2 odd numbers, it's gonna be even. So that can't be. We already know. We can eliminate that option. They both can't be odd. So they can also be, both of them can't be even as well because they are primes. The only way that that's possible is 2. You add 2 plus 2, because 2 is the only even prime. But it's 2015 here. It's equal to 2015. So that's also not a good, that's also not viable. Both of them can be odd, both of them can't be even. So they have to be, one has to be even and one has to be odd. So meaning one of them is 2 automatically. Okay? So say that we did not know this, right? Because we really don't. So say that one of them is 2. Let's say x is 2. So 2 minus something is 2015. Okay? So what will you subtract from 2 to get 2015? That's gonna be 2017. Okay? Let's consider the other way. Let's say y is 2. So something minus 2 is 2015. Well, obviously it's 2017. This should be the first goal too, actually. And then consider the negative side. Then you consider the negative side, which is 2 minus 27. You first look for positive. But since it's an absolute value here, you can also consider if the resulting value inside the absolute value is negative. So let's summarize. What did we do? We know that they are primes, and we deduced that they have to be even, and one has to be even and one has to be odd. And then we know that 2 is the only even prime. So knowing that one of them is 2, what will you subtract 2 from to get 2015? That's going to be 2017. And then since it's an absolute value, we consider the negative value, the negative side of this. Let's switch them. Even if we switch them, it's gonna be the same. It's still gonna satisfy the equation. So that's why. That's how you find the answer. Okay. Number 17. Find the integral part of this very long expression. So how? Okay, in the solution, it added 2017. We can do this. So that they all correspond to 2018. They paired the values so that they add up to 2018 every time. So 1, 2017, 2 in 2016, and then etc., etc. That's how it arrived to this. And once we reach 1008 and wait, there's only one 1008. Ay, wala palang 1008. There's no 1008. The pattern is 135. Okay, the pattern is odd numbers. So there's no 2 as well. Sorry. You know that it's 3 and then 2015. It's gonna be 5 and 2013. That. Till you get to 1007 and 11. All gonna be 2018. Then an excess here is 1009. So it doesn't have a pair. So we know that the number of sums that is equal to 2018 in the numerator gonna be equal to the number of sums. You divide, okay? From how many numbers are there? From 1 to 1007. Just compute it. This. Add 1, then divide it by 2. That's gonna be 1008 over 2, which is 504. So we paired the numerators so that they add up to 2018. And when the numerators add up to 2018, and then the denominator is also 2018 equal to 1, right? So this means this value is equal to 1, this value is equal to 1. Erase the red ones. This value is 1, 1, 1, 1. So how many ones are there? So we counted from 1, the number of odd numbers from 1 up to 1007, and we got 504. Okay, this is how we computed it. 504. And then since we have the excess of 1009 over 2018, this is equal to 1/2. Simplifying this is equal to 1/2 or 0.5. That's why we have 504 and then 0.5. But the question was find the integral part of the equation. So what's the integral part of 504.5? Of course, 504 lang. So okay, that's one way to do it. Oh, what a bonus. If you can't spot it, diba? You have to notice that they add up to 2018. But if you can't, there's also another way to answer the expression. We can also factor out 2018 like this, which, as you can see, they all have the same denominator. So I can factor that out and leave behind 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus ... until 2017. And there's a formula for the sum of odd numbers. That's n squared. Sum of the first n odd numbers. Okay, let's set an example. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 equal to 9. There's n terms. N is the number of terms. So we have 3 terms. 3 squared is 9. Okay, that's the formula. Sum of the first n odd numbers. We tested it out. Now, just adding the first 2017 odd numbers. Is that right? Yes, it is. We have how many n terms is 2017? It's going to be 2017 plus 1 over 2. N, the number of terms. Is 1009. Why is it parang mali? Am I missing something? 18 to 17. Then some of the first and odd numbers. Yeah. Yep. So 1009. From 2017 to 1. Right? 1009. Like I'm missing 20. Oh yes. But why is it? Okay, I'm missing something. Wait a minute. First and 1. Diba? What happened? Oh. 3 squared. Oh wait, no. We have 1, 3, 5, 9. And that's 3 squared. Did I make a mistake? Yeah, that's gonna be 5 plus 1 over 2. 6 over 2, just 3 terms. Where is it? Where did I make a mistake? 1009 squared. Ah, okay. There's no mistake. So here we can cancel, we can get the prime factorization of 2018, and that is 2 times 1009, canceling 1, we have 1009 over 2. There was not a mistake. So pick a way that you prefer. If it's this one or this one, you get to the right answer. Up to you. Just know Here's another formula for you. Sum of first odd numbers is n squared. Okay. Oh, nice. Number 20, 18. Oh, okay. So it's the same expression, but find the decimal part. Well, it's gonna be 504. You already figured that out. Gonna be 0.5. Sorry. Next. It is known that two sides adjacent to the right angle of a right angle triangle are in the ratio of 1 to 3. If the length of the hypotenuse is 14, find the area of the triangle. Okay. What a big. Okay. Two sides adjacent to the right angle. So A and B are in the ratio of 1 to 3. So, okay. Let's say H. H. So 1H and 3H. So using the Pythagorean theorem, wait, there's also a length of hypotenuse. Okay, I forgot to write. There's also a length of the hypotenuse. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we have, okay, we square this side, which is here, square the other side, which is here, and then it's equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So just computing this, we have h squared plus 9h squared equal to 196. So adding this two, we have this equation here. And then dividing both sides by 10, we have 9h squared is equal to 19.6. So now we're stopping here at h squared, because if we have the formula of a right triangle, the area of a right triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height, right? Well, in this case, this is the height, which is h, 1h, and the base, which is 3h. It's gonna be 3h squared over 2. And since we need the h squared, we stop there and just substitute it. 3 and then 19.6 over 2. Then, okay, here, which is equal to this. Just computing it, you have 29.4. Okay. Next problem. Amy is now drawing the largest circle inside a side length of 30 centimeters square. What is the area of the circle? Well, let's draw the square. Okay, so if the circle has to be the largest, then it has to touch the sides of the square here. Diba? Right? It has to touch. So knowing that, the distance from the diameter of this circle is going to be equal to the side of the square. So side length, since the square has a side length of 30 centimeters, that's also the measure of the diameter, and so the radius here is going to be half of that, so 15 cm. So then computing for the area of a circle, we have pi r squared, substituting pi as 3.14, and then the square of the radius. Just compute for this, and you'll get 706.5. Okay. I'm giving you guys, again, 2 minutes to ask questions from the last 5 items. If you have questions, please type it now. And I'll try to answer the best I can. Okay, you see a lot of decimal answers, right? But fractions are fine. Fractions are fine too. But here kasi, we have decimals a lot because the values, the given value for the pi is 3.14. So there's no choice in this one, I guess. No, it's not. It's not. But if you don't, if you want to guarantee it, you can just ask someone in the venue. Okay. Yeah, it's not required. Unless the instructions say so, but from my experience, not required. Okay, other questions? Any other questions? Sure. Okay. Are we good? Let's move on. Have you taken the shop? Okay. Number 21. The sum in the area of two squares with integral side length is 169. What is the side length of the larger square? Okay. Says that the sum in the area of two squares, but we don't know their sides. Say A and B. It's 169. So what's the area of a square? We have square of the side. So the sum of the area of two squares with integral sides is 160. If you look at this equation, it's like the Pythagorean theorem, right? So notice also that 169 is 13 squared. And 13 is a part of a Pythagorean triple, which is 5 and, wait, not there. 5, 12, and 13. It's a Pythagorean triple. So knowing that, the side length of the larger square is going to be, of course, 12. Okay, but if you did not know that they are a Pythagorean triple, well, you can just use trial and error, okay? So we have the squares from 1, 4, 6, 9. We have 1, 4, 9, 16, 16. 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, and 169. From here, we can try adding two pairs. So let's try the biggest one, 144. Okay. Let's try subtracting it actually from 169 to see if the result is a square. Okay, so 5, 25. Ew, we found it. So 25 is a square, therefore the sides are gonna be 12 and 2. Okay, so that's how. You can just try subtracting. You just try subtracting if you don't know the Pythagorean triples. So like I did here, the first try, we start with the biggest number, possible number. Okay, except for 169 because it's equal to 169 already. So you can't have it. 8 and then 4. This is not a square. So, okay, and keep trying, subtract the other numbers until you find the one that fits the bill, the one that will result to a square. Okay. Just happen to try the correct answer at the first try. So there you go. See that it's important to know some Pythagorean triples. Yes, it is. Nice, Lynn. Very good. 22. In a rectangular coordinate system, if the point M is the midpoint of A and the point A and point B, find X, Y. So here, let's draw it, okay? Let's say this is point M. So X, Y. It's the midpoint of A here, which is 5, 15, and B, which is 7, negative 3. We know that X is between 5 and 7, and the distance between them both must be equal. The difference between X and 5 and X and 7 must be equal. So what's the number in between 5 and 7? So you can, okay. If this was a big, okay, we know that it's 6, diba? Wait a minute. I'm mumbling, I'm sorry, okay. It's 6. Number between 5 and 7 is 6. And it also has the difference of 1 in each direction. If you add 1, it's 7. If you subtract 1, it's 5. So it's not 6 is the midpoint of 5 and 7 here. For Y, find that. Well, we can't know right away like we did with 6. So we have to compute for it. So to compute, we just subtract. So 15 minus this one, negative 3. And then divide it by 2. This is the way to find the midpoint between two numbers, which is why it used this in the equations here. Just added 5 and 7 and divided by 2, and then you subtract 5 plus 13. Why is it minus here? Why? 15 and negative 3. Yeah, it's 6 actually. Okay, correct. Over 2. It's 18. It's 9. Wait. 6, 9. Has to be 9. Why is it like this again? Over 2. Why? 15 minus negative 3 over 2. Oh, yeah. This is the distance. Okay, wait, sorry. We write the number line. We have a point here, we have a point here. A, B. So the distance in between them, to compute the middle of that distance, is this formula. Okay. So from here, we have 9. 18 over 2, right? Which is 9. It means that there are 9 units of distance here. Okay. So what's 15? From 15, let me write if it's confusing. Okay. So from the number line, 15 here, and then the other one is negative 3. Distance between them is 9. So what's the middle number going to be? So 15 minus 9 is of course 6. That's why it's 6. Ibang formula. Just subtract. Wait, I'm low, but okay. Now that we know from the earlier formula, 5, 15, and then 7, negative 3, 6, and here is also 6. So of course, the sum of x plus y is okay. The average. True. The average is the middle. Actually, yeah. The formula I showed you, 15 minus, wait. The formula I showed you, that 15 minus negative 3 is actually computing for the distance between 15 and negative 3 in the number line. Yeah, that's why I was confused earlier. The distance actually. But using this is a longer method pala. So just use the average. Then is right up pala. It's a better way. It's a faster way actually. Get the average. Yeah, I forgot though. How did I forget the word? So average. That's true. Thank you for that. Moving on. Minus 3 is equal to 2, 6. Good. Yes. Nice one. That's faster to get the average. Okay. Moving on. What is the sum of exterior angles of a nonagon? Okay. Know that the sum of exterior angles of any sided polygon must be 360. We don't need to compute for this one because it's a given that all polygons have exterior angles that add up to 360, always. Okay, how do we, okay, let's say it's an interior here, then I'm gonna extend it, wait, to visualize. Let's see, boom, boom. This is the exterior angle. No. Definitely not. I doubted myself on that one. This is the exterior. So the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180, and the sum of complementary angles is 180. Sum of interior, yeah, okay. So this is the formula. So exterior angles, exterior angles. Here, equal to 360 over n. The one interior angle here. One exterior angle, okay? So knowing that, you divide it by the size of any polygon. So the sum here is gonna be 360 talaga. It's actually 360. It's not just a triangle, actually. So how do we try to? Yeah. Lynn is so good. So, what's it called? Performance. Good. Very good. How do we prove it? Yeah. Exterior angle. Yeah, that's it, right? 60. Amazing. I haven't heard of this one yet. Sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180, and the sum of complementary angles is 180. Okay. Okay, I don't think I've heard of this one yet. But it's true. The sum of exterior angles of any polygon is 360. Okay. So we don't need to compute in this problem. We don't need to compute. Okay, just keep that in mind. Number 24. Refer to the attached figure. If A minus B plus C minus D plus E is equal to 0, find the value of F plus G. So how did we do that? We know that B1, B2, A minus B1. Okay, for this one, I think I prefer this method here. Let's have the sum of interior angles of how many sides does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So n-sided, a 7-sided polygon over sum. Computing for the sum, so it's gonna be this formula, and then it's gonna be 180 times 5. And that's gonna be equal to the sum of interior angles. So here, and what are the interior angles? We have A plus G plus F plus E plus this one, which is 360 minus D plus C plus 360 minus B. Okay, that's it. It's equal to this value, 180 times 5. So we also have the given, and if we manipulate it a little bit, we have A plus C plus E is equal to B plus D. Okay, I transpose B and D here. So we can just plug this value here to replace A, C, and E. So removing A, C, or C, B, and E, we have B plus D. B plus D. And then the remaining ones plus G plus F plus 360. And then minus D minus B. Oh, we can also cancel B minus B and then D minus D. So we're left with plus 360 here, this one. Okay, well, we can just, G plus F plus 1. We know that 360 is 280, right? So that's going to be 180 times 4. So we have 2, and we have 2. Yes. Okay. And transpose this, we're going to be left with 1. And that's how we can compute. E sub 1. This is another formula, another solution. Okay. So I use the sum of interior angles. For what's shown here. Wait. If you did not, okay. If you don't know any other method, we can use this. You can use the sum of interior angles. Okay, B1 and then B2 here. A is equal to B1. Bakit? Why? B2 is equal to C1. Actually, yeah. This is to be sure. This is a sure way for me here, using the sum of interior angles. Okay, next. If Andy goes from point B to point A, each step can only move down or left or move left. So how many ways are there? So 23. So the way to solve this is, we know that from B, from this point, At this point, you have one way to get here, one way to get here, one way to get here, and one way to get here. We also have one way to get here and here and here. And then we add this way and this way to get 2, because there are 2 ways to get to this point. Yeah. There are 2 ways to get to this point. It's either here or here. Doing that, we keep doing that. We add 1 for this spot here. 2 plus 1. It's going to be 3. And then move here and here, we have 3 plus 1, which is 4. For the next one, we have one way to go here. So 1, 1. And then to get to this point, we add here and here. So it's 2. Let me erase the 0 points. Okay, and then from here to here is 3. Okay, let's keep going until we reach A. Just adding 1 plus 2 here, we have 3. Then 3 plus 3, we have 6. And 6 plus 4, we have 10. And then 2, 2. 2 plus 3, we have 5. 5. And then, where did we go? 5, 2 plus 3. Okay, I got confused by my... Okay, 5 is here. And 10 here, so 15. And then 5 plus 3 for this one, we have 8. And then 8 plus 15 is 23. Okay, so the way we did that is we counted the number of ways we got from point to point and then added them as we went further. Okay. Hope that makes sense. There's one way to get here and then one way to get here. So we write 1. And then to get to this point, to the next point, there are 2 ways. So here and then here. So there's 2. The shortest ways, okay? These are the shortest ways. So for this point here, there are 3 ways. So it's either here, 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 then here, or here. And then, yeah. So we just continue doing that. Then you'll be able to get until you get to your destination. Okay. Just add the number of ways you can get to a point. One by one. Okay, next. Oh, questions. Questions again. Oh, okay, we're almost time. So we're gonna have to continue for this one. Gonna have to continue. You can just write your questions, okay? I'm gonna have to continue. It is given that the total weight of 4 apples and 3 melons is 170 grams. And the total weight of 3 apples and 4 melons is 180 grams. What is the weight of 1 apple? So the way I would solve this is to write the equations. So 4 apples and then 3 melons is 170. 1,700. And the total weight of 3 apples, A is apples and M here is melons, okay? Plus 4 melons is 1,800. So I want to eliminate M here because we're looking for apple, right? The weight of 1 apple. So I want to eliminate M. So I'm just gonna multiply. I'm gonna make them both here. I'm gonna make the coefficients 12 because the LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. Close, least common multiple. Wait, guys, I'm gonna charge my. I'm just gonna charge, okay? Okay, we're back. Okay, I'm gonna multiply. I want to make them 12 so that I can subtract them later directly. So multiplying this side by 4 and this equation by 3, we now have 12a plus 16. 16a plus 12m is equal to 4 times 1,700. And the second equation is 9a plus 12m is equal to 3 times 1,800. So subtracting the equations, we have 16a minus 9a, we have 7a. Then 12m minus 12m is 0. We have, okay, let's get the value of this. It's gonna be 68, 6,800 minus 54, 5,400. Okay, that's going to be 4,001,78. And then just dividing both sides by 7, you'll get a is about 200. So that's how I would solve it. Okay, next. There are 50 students in grade 7. 29 and 23 students like playing basketball and volleyball respectively. 4 students like both ball games. So find the number of students who don't like both ball games. Let's make a Venn diagram for this one. Oh, we're exceeding the time. Inclusion-exclusion principle. Yeah. So, yeah. So let's write a Venn diagram. So, wait, we're going to. We know that for the basketball, but it includes all circle, there are gonna be 29. And for the volleyball, be 23. Oh, okay. We also know that 4 students like both ball games. We did not know that. So 4 here. Okay, well, we can just subtract. Knowing that the 4 is in the middle, we just subtract from 29 to get the number of this is basketball. This is basketball, this is volleyball. Okay? Since we know that there are 4 who like both sports, we know that to make the whole circle 29, it's gonna be 25 outside of the what do you call it? The intersection. We know it's gonna be 24 here. And then subtracting 4 from 23, it's gonna be 90 here. Okay. We know, okay. Since we know the intersection, it makes things a lot easier. So just adding them up, we need to find the number of students who don't like both ball games, right? So adding up the numbers of students who like to play ball games, both basketball and volleyball. We have 25 plus 4 plus 90. So 8 and 48. It means that there are 2 students who don't like either. That's how we compute. In easier ways, okay, we have 50. Yeah, we subtracted. Okay, we have 50. Then we have this. So 29 plus 3 minus 4. Kasi because we have 2 circles and then we have an intersection. It's gonna be a repeated part. Yeah, it's a repeated part. Say we have it's a part of the first circle and that's a part of the second circle. So you're gonna have to subtract. 4. 1, 4. Here. Remove the part that got repeated. Okay? So simplifying, we have 50 minus 48 is equal to 2. Okay. Next. When do the hour hand and the minute hand form a right angle between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. for the earliest case? So we have here. We have what's the annotation? Okay. The way I would do this is this is the shorter method. So we have 60 degrees and then divide it by the rate, the degrees in which a minute hand moves. So we're gonna have, if you have a clock here, right? Oh wait. So 1, 12, and then 6, 5. Oh wait, we're late. So it's gonna be between 5. The hour hand's gonna be between 5 and 6, and the minute hand, for it to be the quickest way, somewhere in this area. So it forms a right angle. It's not a right angle. Right angle. So dividing 60 by the rate in which the minute hand moves. So 360 degrees divided by 60 minutes. It's gonna be 6 degrees per minute. So that's how we have here. And then we have 360. This is the rate in which the hour hand moves. And then the other one, to get 0.5, is the rate in which the hour hand moves with each minute. This is the rate in which the minute hand moves pala. Minute hand. This is the hour hand. So 360 divided by 12 hours. And then to write it better, we have 12 hours. It's just how many minutes in 12 hours? It's gonna be times 60. So cancel, we have 6, and then cancel, we have 0.5. We have 2. Sorry. We have 2. So it will be 1/2. That's how we have 0.5 here. So 60 over 6 minus 0.5 is gonna be this. Gonna result here. And then simplifying and getting the mixed number, you'll get this value here. Okay. There's a longer solution for this, but okay, you won't prefer that, right? It's a very long, but since we don't have a lot of time. Oh, here we exceeded actually. Let's move on. So Andy has 28 $10 and banknotes and $20 banknotes altogether. He has $420 in total. So how many $10 banknotes does he have? Okay. So here we have 28 times 20. Let's say that every note is $20. So that's why we have this. And then minus 420. Bakit minus 420? Minus 420 over 20 minus. Oh, yeah. Playing this one. Yeah, we're a bit busy. So fun. Wait a minute. In the other way ba, we have 28 times 20, we have 560. Okay. It's exceeding, right? So we know how much it exceeds the limit. We have 140. Okay. Since it exceeds, if we have $20 banknotes, it exceeds the total value by 140. This is a we consider, okay, we consider that it's a 28. There are 28 $20 banknotes. We consider it first. But since it exceeds the total value, we compute by how much and then divide it by the difference between the $2 banknotes. That means that if we replace the $20 banknote, it's gonna be, okay, it's gonna have a gap of 10, right? If we replace the $20 banknote by a $10 banknote, it's gonna have a $10 gap. So by how much by how much gap do we need so that the difference here is gonna be removed? It's gonna be removed, yeah. That's why we divide 140 by the 20 minus 10. Gonna be 40. This means that we replace from the $28 $20 banknotes, we replace 14 of them with the $10 banknotes in order to get the exact value of 120. Okay. Hopefully you got that. It exceeds the value here, so that we have to get the difference of the banknotes, so that when we replace one, we know how many of them that should be replaced. Number 30. There are 11 boys and 5 girls in a class. Choose 3 boys and 2 girls to form a study group. How many ways are there in total? So the solution here is just to use the choose. From 11 boys, you choose 3. This is the permutation and combination. Just find how many combinations of 3 boys you can get from 11 boys. So that's gonna be like this. 11 factorial times I over 3 factorial times 11 minus 3, which is 8. If you simplify it, it's gonna be we can cancel 8 here. That's how we have this equation, this expression. And doing the same to the second one. So for this one, we're choosing 3 boys from 11. And for the second one, we're choosing 2 girls from 5 to form a group. So just solving it, expanding the expressions, and then canceling. Cancel. Here we have 2, canceling 3, and canceling 5. We have 165 times 10, which is 1,650.